As Prince Harry and Meghan Markle seemingly get a win, they also got 2 losses.
Drama is believed to stem from this docuseries Polo, which followed the teams competing at the U.S. Open Polo Championship held in Wellington and the family dynasties involved. A passion project for Prince Harry, an avid polo player who has a lot of friends in that world. The docuseries did not draw a lot of eyeballs and ran for 1 season. So that's the sign you should pick it up for more. The scripted show is widening the scope of what is considered an elitist sport of kings beyond the rich owners and players.
They're launching a brand new Netflix series, but drama might already be knocking at the door. And here's the twist. This isn't even their first time stepping into this world. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are circling back to Polo once again, but now they're switching things up completely. Instead of a documentary, they're creating a scripted drama.
I'm going to tell you the good news for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Good news for them, usually bad news for all you guys because you don't like them. I don't like them either, to be fair, but I don't like them as much as some of you guys really don't like them. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are apparently producing a polo documentary now at Netflix from Francisca Hugh and Fake Empire.
A fictional story packed with emotion, ambition, and big screen energy designed to reach a much wider audience than anything they've tried before. That move alone speaks volumes about where things stand right now. Their earlier Polo documentary didn't exactly shake the internet. It didn't dominate headlines, didn't spark major buzz, and didn't pull the kind of attention Netflix usually expects from major names. It came out, people saw it, but it didn't hit the way it needed to. Now, instead of walking away from the idea, they're doubling down, but with a total makeover. A scripted show means professional actors, carefully built storylines, and amplified drama meant to pull viewers in fast. The goal is clear. Take the elite polo scene and turn it into something that feels like premium television, not just a niche sports story. Meanwhile, online chatter has been loud, with some people claiming Meghan and Harry were dumped by Netflix.
So what we're having in Netflix right now is a split. There are people at Netflix who hate working with Harry and Meghan, want to stop working with Harry and Meghan, and are done dealing with Harry and Meghan, and wanted the rest of the industry to know what pain in the butts they are to work with, how devoid of talent they have, and how they just don't have that much to offer. That's what I think the purpose of the variety piece is that someone wanted to let the world know what it was really like and was tired of the Netflix BS line about Harry and Meghan. And then you have a flip side of seeming ride or die people with Harry and Meghan. And I think one of those people is Bella Bajaria.
But that's not the full picture. Their partnership didn't disappear, it shifted. What used to be a huge exclusive deal has turned into a more flexible setup, where each project gets judged on its own. In simple terms, Netflix didn't slam the door. They just stopped handing out automatic green lights. And that change is a big deal, because now every single idea carries more pressure than before. No guaranteed approvals, no fast-track production. Each pitch has to prove it deserves attention. Every concept has to show real potential before cameras even start rolling. So this new Polo drama isn't just another project, it's a real test. A test of whether Meghan and Harry can turn their brand into a scripted hit that connects with viewers. A test of whether Netflix sees enough promise to move forward, and a test of whether audiences respond differently this time compared to their past releases.
I'm so confused by this. One, why would Netflix want to do a scripted version of the reality show that bombed? And why would you want to do with Harry and Meghan? Now, I could say they want the access. Harry and Meghan seem to have access to fellow polo players and polo clubs. So that's definitely probably a reason to attach them, to get those people in the world of polo to be more on board. However, they're not going to want to make it as fun and soapy and salacious as, Netflix shows should be, especially one about polo. Nobody wants a serious drama about polo players. You want a campy, fun, ridiculous one with, what's that show with the Texas wives and the lesbians? You want it to be more like that.
At the moment, the series is still in development, which means nothing is locked in yet. Writers are shaping the story, producers are evaluating direction, and behind the scenes, decisions are being made quietly. In the streaming world, many ideas never make it past this stage, no matter how exciting they sound at first. So despite the headlines and speculation, nothing is guaranteed right now. But one thing is clear. Meghan and Harry aren't stepping away from Netflix anytime soon.
We still have a relationship with them, she said at last week at Next on Netflix event when asked about deadline about the duo's working with the streamer, brushing off reports that Netflix may be done with them. We have movies in development with them. We have an amazing doc with them. We have things in development on the TV and film side. Deals come and go all the time, and we don't renew so many deals. Those just don't get as much press for obvious reasons. There's no juicy story there.
They're trying again with a fresh strategy, hoping that a scripted format will finally deliver the breakthrough moment they've been chasing. And that's why this moment feels different. Not because doors have closed, but because now every move carries higher stakes, more pressure, and bigger expectations than ever before. What makes this situation even more intriguing is that the conversation isn't just about the show itself. It's about reputation, long-term strategy, and whether their Hollywood direction is truly paying off in the bigger picture.
I can't imagine Harry and Meghan signing off on the scripts to make this show remotely interesting. I also don't believe this will get past the deal phase. This is probably one of those things that's being presented as this, go make the script. Let's see if it's any good. We'll see if this actually gets picked up.
Because even though a fresh Netflix project looks like a big win on the surface, the real story behind the scenes is far more layered. Their previous releases didn't just come and go quietly. They shaped how studios, viewers, and insiders now judge everything they create.
And With Love Meghan was Bella's idea. The jam was Bella's idea. I think there's some real resentment over the jam at Netflix because that was one of the things that came out recently. I think at page 6, they're like, it was just jam. And we're just like, why is it always jam?
And perception in the entertainment world that can make or break what happens next. When their Netflix partnership first launched, expectations were sky high. This wasn't treated like a simple contract. It was framed as a powerful creative alliance with global influence. The vision was clear.
Now, back to the good news for all you, meaning the bad news for Harry and Meghan. Meghan and Harry are apparently getting the cold shoulder from their Montecito neighbors. Netflix bosses aren't the only ones distancing themselves from the Sussexes. Source tells page 6 that Meghan and Harry's neighbors in Montecito are over it. They are avoiding them, says an area source. No one wants to be seen with them. Why would anyone want to be seen with them? They're like poison.
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry would bring rare access, personal insight, and a strong public identity that could transform into engaging content across multiple formats. But as time moved forward, the results landed somewhere in the middle. Some projects grabbed headlines, sure, but attention alone isn't the finish line anymore. Streaming platforms care about retention, keeping viewers hooked, encouraging binge watching, and producing shows that spark conversation across different countries. It's not just about who presses play, it's about who keeps watching. That's exactly why scripted series carry so much appeal right now. Compared to documentaries, scripted dramas usually connect with wider audiences and travel more easily across markets.
We're told the cold shoulder wasn't caused by the spate of articles that have been critical with Ted Sarandos, etc. Sources say the frosty reception in their Tony neighborhood has been years in the making. It's not hate. It's just a growing awareness that they're takers with zero self-awareness. Everyone's exhausted by them. I love this because this is exactly what my problem with them is. You guys, a lot of you hate them. I don't hate them. I don't hate anybody, really. It is exactly, I dislike them because I don't think they're good people. And they pretend to be good people. They absolutely are takers more than givers. They are. It's all got to be about them and the showmanship and they're this and they're the Duchess and who on earth would want those titles if you're not actually in a royal family?
They can build long-running storylines, develop loyal fan bases, and evolve over multiple seasons. A strong drama can become a platform's long-term investment, while documentaries often have a shorter spotlight window. So the decision to create a scripted Polo series doesn't look accidental. It feels calculated. It signals an effort to reposition their content into a category that historically performs better in the streaming game. Instead of relying on interviews and real footage, the focus shifts to storytelling, layered characters, and carefully crafted tension designed to keep viewers coming back for more. But here's where the pressure rises. Scripted content demands a completely different skill set. Writing quality, pacing, dialogue, emotional impact, everything has to land just right. It's not enough to show a unique world. The story itself has to pull people in episode after episode. And that challenge is on a whole different level compared to documentary production.
It says everything you need to know about them. And so, yeah, they are takers and they have absolutely no self-awareness. And I can understand that with Prince Harry. He was born that way. He was a prince, right? Born with the silver spoon. But Meghan Markle is supposed to be, coming from nothing, right? And building herself up, and independent woman. And no, she's now a princess, she thinks, when she's not.
At the same time, public opinion surrounding Meghan and Harry has become more divided than ever. Some audiences remain highly engaged and curious about their projects, while others watch more critically, questioning branding choices, messaging, or creative direction. That split reaction creates an unpredictable environment when launching something new. Then there's the industry angle. In Hollywood, reputation isn't just about visibility, it's about consistency and delivery. Decision makers pay close attention to track records, audience data, and performance metrics. When earlier releases don't fully meet expectations, it can shape how future ideas are evaluated, even when the creators remain widely recognized figures.
Now, bad news number 2 for Harry and Meghan. Is Meghan planning an Aussie cash grab? Absolutely. She's going to make a lot more money, it seems, down in Australia, if they let her, because as we reported yesterday, yes, the petition is growing to keep them out. Big money, big promises, but Aussies aren't holding their breath. As the date approaches, doubts are emerging whether the visit will even proceed. Since its announcement, the tour has faced a groundswell of backlash, logistical headaches, and a string of setbacks that threatened to derail the high-profile tour before it even began.
That doesn't mean opportunities disappear, but it does mean the spotlight becomes sharper. Every proposal faces closer inspection, every development phase carries extra weight, and every approval decision leans heavily on performance insights and projected audience interest. In this situation, the new Polo series becomes more than just another creative pitch. It turns into a signal showing whether Meghan Markle and Prince Harry can adjust their strategy, evolve their storytelling style, and finally land on a formula that actually connects in today's ultra-competitive streaming world. Another key detail is the subject itself.
So, look, this whole thing, whether it even happens or not, we shall see. But the reality is she's seemingly trying to get a lot more money with these, I'll say, allegedly shady people. So I don't even know if it's going to amount out to them. So bad news for them. That, coupled with the fact that the neighbors are clearly talking negatively behind their back, can't make up for the fact that, okay, they got one show in development. It's in development. It's not ordered. It's not going to production yet. It's in development. So that doesn't really mean anything yet. But of course, you're going to see Meghan and Harry putting that headline everywhere.
Polo isn't exactly the most common sport for global audiences. It's often linked to luxury, exclusivity, and a very elite social scene. That gives the series a visually striking backdrop and plenty of dramatic potential. But it also creates a challenge. The story has to bridge the gap between a niche environment and everyday viewers who may have never watched a polo match before. This is where a scripted drama can change the game. Instead of focusing only on the sport, the attention shifts toward characters, personal rivalries, ambitions, and emotional tension that anyone can relate to.
So, what I interpret this as is both Netflix and the people Harry and Meghan hired were trying to find things for them to do because Harry and Meghan were too incompetent to find things to do. Harry and Meghan don't have good judgment when it comes to projects. And so Harry and Meghan are sitting on their butts and other people are going around trying to find things. Now, that is somewhat what you hire those people for. But at the same time, there's a part of me that thinks, well, shouldn't Harry and Meghan have been figuring out how to deal with this, how to find projects that worked for them? Like, why couldn't they find projects? Why did a new creative team have to go and search around for something? Why aren't Harry and Meghan acquiring things? Like, it was Netflix that acquired them Meet Me at the Lake. Harry and Meghan didn't acquire that. I think it was Netflix that probably acquired the wedding date for them. Harry and Meghan didn't acquire that.
When done right, even an unfamiliar world can feel exciting and easy to follow. Viewers don't need to understand polo rules if the story itself pulls them in. Still, the big question always comes down to execution. A strong idea alone won't carry the show. The script has to feel sharp, the casting has to feel believable, the pacing has to stay engaging, and the tone has to feel consistent from episode to episode. If any of those elements fall flat, even the most visually appealing concept can lose momentum fast. It's also important to remember that the project is still in development. That stage is where concepts get reshaped, scripts go through revisions, and key decisions determine whether a series moves forward or quietly fades away. In the streaming industry, plenty of ideas generate buzz early.
So you almost get the sense is that Netflix is giving them jobs to do, like things to produce, because Harry and Meghan themselves aren't, let's say, energetic enough. Like, I don't know. Like, what is the point of Harry and Meghan even being executive producers? They don't do anything. They don't seem to do anything. And the great executive producers, the people who are super duper successful, yes, they're not the ones making the projects or stuff like that, but they're really able to shepherd something. And Harry and Meghan, just like when it even comes to their own charity, just leave that to other people.
But never actually reach production. So while headlines about a new show may sound impressive, they don't guarantee filming, release dates, or audience success. It simply means the idea has sparked enough interest to justify deeper exploration and investment behind the scenes. And that's where the tension becomes noticeable. On one side, Meghan and Harry continue securing opportunities and remain active within the Netflix environment. On the other, every new release comes with an unspoken question. Will this perform better than the last one? Momentum plays a huge role in streaming success. One strong series can completely reshape a creator's trajectory and rebuild confidence in their creative direction. But repeated projects that struggle to connect can slowly make future opportunities harder to secure, even for well-known names.
So yeah, I couldn't have said it better. They're takers with zero self-awareness. And yes, I am equally exhausted by them. Yet we keep coming back for more for some damn reason. I don't fully get it. Now, someone close to the Duke and Duchess is saying, no. They actually have a great relationship with their neighbors and love the community. And they've settled into the quiet privacy of their community since their arrival. And hope this will be respected for their neighbors, as well as their family. Vogue at the time, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyway, they're always defending themselves. No. What you read is false. That's not what it is. It's definitely not.
That puts this moment right in the middle of a transition phase. It's not a guaranteed breakthrough, but it's also far from a dead end. Strategy, public perception, and creative execution are all colliding at the same time, making the outcome harder to predict than ever. That's exactly why this Polo drama is drawing attention beyond just entertainment value. It's being viewed as a clue, a sign of whether Meghan and Harry are still experimenting, or whether they may have finally found a storytelling format that clicks with modern audiences. As development continues, the bigger conversation starts to evolve. The focus shifts away from simply what they are producing and toward why this pattern keeps repeating and what it reveals about their current position in the entertainment world. At this point, they're no longer seen as newcomers testing the waters. They've already secured major partnerships, generated major headlines, and explored multiple content formats.
So what do I think is actually happening here? And this series or show or movie or whatever is still in development. So that doesn't mean it will actually go into production or get anything beyond a pilot order. Because we've seen recently the Buffy reboot get canceled, Star Trek, what is it? The crazy one nobody likes. I can't remember its name. And I don't care. Starfleet Academy.
And with that level of visibility comes stronger expectations, not just to participate in the industry, but to deliver results that match the scale of attention surrounding their names. This is where the pressure starts becoming impossible to ignore. Every new announcement creates instant headlines, sparks curiosity, and pulls attention fast. But headlines alone don't guarantee lasting success. Streaming platforms don't rely on buzz alone. They track performance through hard numbers like viewership totals, completion rates, audience retention, and overall impact. If a project doesn't meet those internal standards, continuing at the same investment level becomes much harder to justify. So when some people look at this scripted Polo drama and think it's just another show, internally it carries much bigger meaning. It represents a reset moment, a chance to adjust direction and test whether switching from documentary storytelling to scripted drama can change the outcome. It also raises the question of whether their creative style can evolve in a way that feels more aligned with mainstream streaming audiences.
It's apparently a new scripted series in the world of Polo, different from the reality show Polo, that I'm sure was partly scripted too. But this one will be officially scripted, written by Francisca from Peacock's Teacup. I don't even know what that is. It's an upstairs, downstairs drama set in the high-flying equestrian, I can say it, town of Wellington, Florida, which revolves around the messy dynamics between two rival teams and the families that lead them.
At the same time, the conversation surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry has grown beyond the content itself. Public perception now plays a quiet but powerful role in how their projects are received. Over time, different opinions have formed about their decisions, their public image, and the way they present their brand. Some perspectives remain supportive and curious, while others approach new releases with more skepticism. That divide shapes how audiences react before the first episode even airs. In the entertainment world, perception can work both ways. A widely recognized name can instantly attract attention and create early momentum, but it can also bring pre-existing opinions that influence how viewers interpret a project from the start. That means the story itself has to stand strong on its own, separate from the personalities connected to it. Another important factor is how their Netflix partnership has evolved. In the beginning, the agreement was viewed as a major exclusive collaboration, signaling strong commitment from both sides. Over time, that structure has shifted into something more flexible. Instead of a guaranteed stream of content moving forward automatically, each project is now evaluated individually before receiving approval. This change completely alters the dynamic. It introduces a checkpoint system where every idea must prove its value before advancing. It also means that not every concept will move ahead, no matter how recognizable the names behind it may be. In practical terms, the partnership still exists, but the momentum now depends on results rather than assumptions. For Meghan and Harry, this creates a very different creative atmosphere. Rather than relying on a broad agreement to carry multiple ideas forward, each project now stands on its own. That can feel restrictive because nothing is guaranteed. But it can also push ideas to become sharper, more polished, and more aligned with what the platform believes audiences want to watch. Returning to the Polo setting in scripted form suggests they still see strong storytelling potential in that world. Polo offers themes that naturally create drama: competition, legacy, ambition, power dynamics, and social status. These elements often translate well on screen when supported by layered characters and meaningful conflict. But turning a niche environment into a widely appealing series is never simple. The balance has to feel right. Too much focus on technical details or insider culture could distance casual viewers. Too little detail could make the setting feel generic and forgettable. The real key is using the Polo world as a backdrop. While the story focuses on universal emotions, relatable motivations, and human tension that audiences everywhere can understand. That's probably why the series is being framed around intense rivalries, complicated family ties, and exclusive high society circles. These storytelling ingredients are proven to grab attention because they can work in almost any setting. In this case, the Polo world becomes more of a backdrop, while the real focus shifts toward relationships, power struggles, and personal drama unfolding behind the scenes. Even with a strong concept in place, execution will decide everything. Writing quality, character depth, pacing, casting choices, and overall tone all shape whether a scripted series truly connects with viewers. A bold idea might spark curiosity in the beginning, but long-term success depends on whether the story keeps audiences emotionally invested episode after episode. Seen from that angle, this project becomes more than just another credit on their list. It becomes a test of consistency, a test of whether their creative direction can successfully expand beyond documentary-style storytelling into something more layered, more immersive, and more driven by narrative tension. It also becomes a test of whether their network, access, and industry connections can translate into a format capable of reaching a broader audience. As development continues, the show will likely pass through several rounds of evaluation. Scripts can be rewritten, creative choices can shift, and production plans can change as teams refine the direction. Some projects evolve dramatically during this stage, while others quietly slow down before ever reaching completion. That uncertainty is simply part of how the entertainment industry works. So while the announcement of a scripted Polo drama generates buzz and speculation, the road from early concept to final release is rarely straightforward. There are multiple checkpoints ahead, and each one determines whether the project keeps moving forward or loses momentum along the way. Looking at the bigger picture, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry continue to stay active in the entertainment space, experimenting with different formats and storytelling styles. This latest move shows persistence and adaptability, a willingness to revisit ideas, reshape them, and explore new creative angles in search of something that truly clicks with audiences. Whether this particular series becomes a standout success or simply another chapter in their evolving portfolio will depend on much more than the initial announcement. The outcome will ultimately be shaped by development decisions, creative precision, and how strongly viewers respond once the story reaches the screen. And that's where everything leads. Not just to early headlines or industry speculation, but to the finished product itself and whether it delivers an experience strong enough to justify the level of attention it's already attracting. If you've got thoughts on this, drop them in the comments. Let's hear what you think. If this breakdown opened your eyes, hit subscribe and stay tuned for more deep dives like this. Don't forget to smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to see it.